know,
Make house in the
it's
town.
all good, baby. I mean, I ain't gonna handcuff you. You know what I mean? If you wanna be out there, be free, baby. You know, I ain't tripping.
That pissed you the f*** off.
A man on a bike stopped like right in front of me and then just stared for a bit and then got pissed off when I said f*** off. That literally happened like a few hours ago.
I have a really happy life and I spread love. It's probably the drugs and shit, but it works.
What is there to be happy about in New York City? Love isn't real. People aren't real. You're not real.
Do you tell yourself that in the mirror every day?
No. Every morning it's like, what are you doing? That's about it. That's all I got.
I say today's gonna be a good day. F it. I just spread positivity. That's all I can do.
They have the personalities of a black cat and a golden retriever. I guarantee you she talks to rocks.
Why do the majority of young women happen to be left-leaning woke liberals?
Because it benefits them to be that way. Conservatism is about personal responsibility and decision making, and women culturally avoid responsibility like it's kryptonite. Any excuse to pass the blame off onto anybody else, that's what they do. Women, they just don't want to be accountable. They just want to be victims of the big bad man, of the big bad culture, and they just want to avoid personal responsibility.
Women of today have been kind of seeing in the news what the government is doing to women, and they disagree with that. And so I think we are considered woke liberals because we disagree with a lot of what the conservative party wants to do to women, like take away rights, and they want to kind of contain us and treat us like we're lesser than, and we don't want things taken away from us.
It's funny because feminists don't have an issue when women take things from men, like the house, the kids, tax money, 50% of his money, stuff like that. That dude was onto something because in 2024, the whole idea of feminism is basically just pushing the blame. Feminism basically says if a woman gets what she wants, then it's because she's empowered. But if she doesn't get what she wants, it's because she's being oppressed. So basically when you succeed, it's because you're strong and independent. And when you fail, it's somebody else's fault.
Right. It's all a scam. So get the yams and scram.
No. Stop. I'm so sorry. Stop. I promise 11 months out of the year we're normal. They just are a little uncontrollable right now. You, Harrison, you're adorable. Please get the knife out of your eye for the 100th time. Evan, get in the damn house now. You're an idiot.
Whoever it was who landed upon age 18 as being the legal age of adulthood, there's no fucking way that person lived past age 18. There's just no way. There's nothing happening at age 18 developmentally, spiritually, that indicates this ascension into adulthood. It's all just social, right? But on a physical, mental, emotional level, you have not seen adulthood until you're at least 27. And if you've been 27 or you are 27, you know what I mean. But around the age of 27 is when I realize, wait, I'm aging? Like, that's a thing that happens to me? Okay, wow. Okay, I kind of thought I would be the exception, but whatever. Like, you start to notice some little changes happening, and it can be a little bit jarring at first. It's a new face. You get a new face at 27. It's your adult face. In your early 20s, you still have that baby face. You do. Like, you have that face that it just looks young, it looks youthful. And like typically your skin, it's tight. There's a lot of elasticity in your face. But the good thing here is adulthood at 27 also affects the mental and the emotion of it all. Because if I started to notice more lines and wrinkles when I still had the mind of a 21-year-old, oh my God, I would not be able to cope. But at 27, that's also around the time when that prefrontal cortex gets fully developed, and it is so apparent. It's real, okay? Like, who I am mentally at 27 is nowhere near who I was at 24, even 25. And this is why for most of us, once you're 27, you know you're a fucking adult. Because, like, spending even 5 minutes around someone in their early 20s, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude, that is when you start to really find yourself going, whoa. Was I that? There's a sense of groundedness in the self that comes from turning 27. Like, wow, I finally feel like I'm meeting the real me. Like, it sounds cliche, but it's true, okay? And this can bring a lot of challenges in awakenings as well, and a lot of growing.
Yeah, like, he got a point. I gotta give him that. He got a point. Because when I reached around the age of 28, I started to notice that me and some friends that I had wasn't really on the same wavelength We wasn't on the same path. We were only friends because we was in close proximity of each other, like class. So outside of school, we're really not that cool. Pete.
Pains. There's this knowing at 27 that you never felt before of like, oh, okay, like it's really not that fucking serious, is it? Like I'm starting to just come to terms with who I really am, what I really want, and I'm learning that living my life inauthentically is what's really caused me most of my pain throughout my 20s. I'm working out for health, for longevity, for future me, because future me wants to still be water skiing and going for long walks and bending over to pet Lulu in my 60s, 70s, 80s. I just realized Lulu will be dead by then. Also, adulthood beginning at age 27 is completely backed, like on an astronomical level. Saturn return, that shit is real. That shit is absolutely real. You don't have to be like a astrology fanatic to know that Saturn return is real. All this to say, if you're in your early 20s and you think, God, adulthood sucks, I'm so behind, bitch. You are not an adult, my love.
There is a war against our girls. And that is the reason why women who got moral standards and integrity have to stick together. Anytime you got people who want to take a platform from somebody who actually out here trying to help young girls, yet they don't have no problem with platforms that encourage these young girls to sell their bodies, be prostitute and hoes. Anytime your outrage is higher when it comes to somebody who gets online and tell young girls to prioritize marriage over having babies and being baby mamas, yet you don't have a problem with the women who go out here and tell your daughters to just sleep around with anybody. Be liberated. It don't matter whether or not he ain't got nothing to provide you or a child. Just use your body as liberation and sleep with whoever you want to, and whatever happens, happens. You okay with those messages being pushed to your daughters, but it's a problem. You can pick apart the delivery. You can pick apart the tone when it comes to that, but you call each other bees and hoes in casual conversation.
Whoo! She cooking with grease.
And there's no issue there. These women will sit up on this app and they'll send money, they'll support, they'll follow women who promote DV, women who known to abuse their children, women who neglect their kids and harm their children, women who are known for doing these things. They'll give those women full support. But a woman who is out here actually trying to help the girls, that's who you got a problem with. That's the one who don't need to have a platform. That's the one who you want to silence. There is a war against these young girls. They do not want to see these young girls succeed. What they want is they want them to ruin their lives the same way that they ruin theirs. They do not want to see these young girls make better decisions than they made, because it makes them question their whole life. It makes them question everything that they did in it wrong, and it makes them wish that they could go back and do it again. Therefore, beat them, join them. That's the mindset, and they want these young girls to join them in the misery that they created for their own lives. They don't want to see these girls be better. I thank God for young girls like Clark on this app, where these young black girls especially get to see what using up what up here, where it can get you, and that you don't have to spread your legs and manipulate men and sell your body to men to live a luxury lifestyle. You can use what God gave you to get all of those things on your own. And then if you find a man along the way who can meet you where you at, fine. But you continue to use what you got to get what you want in the right positive ways. The black women was totally different.
They using what they got to get what they want. But it's not what you wanted them to use.
You had so many positive influences to choose from that it didn't matter about the negative ones, right? Like you had so many TV shows that showed us in such a nice light that it didn't matter about Kaya, Trina, Foxy Brown, Lil' Kim. They were irrelevant because you still had Queen Latifah. You still had MC Lyte. You still had Eve. You still had Missy Elliott. The list could go on. You still had so many other female rappers that you didn't have to focus on the ones that was vulgar. You didn't have to focus on them. And unless you was watching male-centered music videos, you really didn't have to worry about seeing too much explicit stuff on TV either, right? Most of the other stuff was kept clean. We was listening to Destiny's Child. We was listening to 3LW. We was listening to Mariah Carey. I mean, the list could go on, but we had so many women who actually carried themselves with class and they were absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, came in all different shades of black. And you just had so many different examples of positive women that you could want to be like. And then back then, those women kept their celebrity. So it ain't like we knew their personal business. We didn't know who was sleeping with who was messing with who. We didn't know their personal thoughts and feelings. They wasn't tweeting. We got to keep celebrities as celebrities. Then when it got into the TV shows, we had so many different women to choose from. You had shows like Moesha. You had shows like 101, My Wife and Kids, That's So Raven, The Cosby Show, A Different World, Martin, Fresh Prince, Family Matters. It was so much variety on TV and shows that showed black families where the families had people with real careers. They were doing well in life. They showed black people in a good light, positive imagery for black people.
Cooking with
Now
grease.
what you got? Shows like Bad Girls Club, Baddies, Real Housewives of XYZ, Black Ink. All of these shows just show us in the most degenerate ways, right? Show that we can't do nothing but argue and fight with each other all the time. That's all it is, just a bunch of arguing and fighting, a bunch of chaos and drama all the time. And then once upon a time, it was the white people. It was the white people who was on TV showing out. Between The Real World, the Jersey Shore, you had them on MTV Spring Break wilding out. The Girls Gone Wild, like I said, Jerry Springer, Paris Hilton, and the little Richie girl. Like, they had the reality show stuff on lock. And they were the ones on TV being ghetto and ratchet. They were the ones who were being out here so sexualized and promiscuous, right? But no. We had to join them. We had to join them the same way we couldn't let them have lip injections and nose jobs and stuff that we don't even need. We had to join in on stuff that we shouldn't be partaking in, stuff that was never created for us. Instead of us being demure like we were, oh no, we wanted to show that we could be just like them. And that's where we at now.
You don't know how to hold a real nigga down. You can't even hold yourself down, baby. And consider this my love letter to you. Cause you know, like I said before, it's a cold world